So welcome to this episode of Real People. We'll be talking later to Dame Katharine Liston about her writing and a few other things. But first of all, we're going to talk to Lily McBride, who, even at her young age, is a Munro bagger. Is that right?
Yes, that is.
Is that the right terminology?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay. So when did you start climbing Munros?
I started in August 2021.
Right.
Because during lockdown, we done lots of walking, so we do schoolwork in the morning and then walking in the afternoon.
Right.
And then me and my mum, we went away to Northern Ireland, and my dad climbed Ben Lomond, and I really wanted to do it with him, but he said we had to train first to do it. So we started training, so we do smaller hills, but still hills, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We'd go up Bromley Muir, or as we nicknamed it, the Trig Point, because that was my first ever one. And we then done Ben Du. And then we decided to do Ben Ledy, which is a Corbett up near Callander.
So a Corbett, is that just a bit smaller now?
Yeah, it's so there's Graham's, which is between 2,000 and 2,500.
Right.
Then there's Corbett's, which is between 2,500 and 3,000.
Right. This
is all feet, by the way.
And then the Munro's over 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
So Ben Lomond's the kind of closest to us.
Yeah.
So when you eventually did Ben Lomond though?
Yeah. We did it in August 2021 because I'd done Ben Ledy quite well, so Dad decided I could do Ben Lomond.
So how many mountains over 3,000 feet have you conquered so far?
I've done 98 now.
98?
But by the end of today, hopefully 99.
99, so you're actually going out after this to climb another Munro?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
And what height's that one?
926 metres.
So what's that in feet, do you know? Or?
About, I think 3,040 something-ish,
right,
but I'm not 100% sure.
So it's just over the 3,000?
Yeah.
But similar to probably to Ben Lomond size.
It's about 50 metres lower than Ben Lomond.
Right. And I guess there'll be some easy Munros comparatively and some difficult ones, is that right?
Yeah, that is.
So Lily, what's the most difficult Munro you've climbed so far?
It's probably Biddy and Nambian, which is up in Glencoe.
Glencoe, right.
Yeah, it's got quite a lot of loose rocks or scree and some scrambling and some narrower ridges.
Is that one of the mountains you can see when you drive through Glencoe?
Yeah, it's the one at the Three Sisters car park.
Right.
So another reason, that's one of my favourite mountains because a bunch of people park at that car park just to take photos of it, and we can see it and we feel like, I've been up there.
Exactly,
yeah.
You've passed through, we've been up that one. So you've done over 90 now, so obviously 99 hopefully today.
Yes.
Do you do all the planning as well?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So what's involved in that?
So I use the Walk Highlands website, and for our navigation I look at All Trails, and we have All Trails Premium, so we download the maps for that. So even if we have no signal, then we've still got the maps downloaded. That's
really sensible. So you've got the phone fully charged, you've got the app there,
then the
maps are on there already.
2 fully charged battery banks as well, so basically I think we'd probably last about a month.
Right.
Straight using that on the hills.
Hopefully not.
So yeah, exactly. So.
but yeah, so that's good. So you're well prepared that way. What other things do you do to prepare?
We watch YouTube videos about the hills, and then we read lots of walk reports and reviews on the mountain.
Right.
Walk Highlands has this segment called Walk Reports.
Right.
So
and do you do reviews as well?
No. No,
you don't yet. But do you have a Facebook account?
Yeah, I do. We have a Facebook account and a TikTok account. They're both under the same username. They're called Lily Loves Munros.
Lily Loves Munros, everybody, on Facebook and TikTok as well.
Yes.
Okay. The other thing, when it comes to planning, do you even plan the route to get there, the time it takes for your dad to drive you there?
Roughly, yeah. So we use Google Maps, which so that tells us how long it is. So I think this one that we're going to today, that's 2 hours 45 minutes away roughly.
Right.
And then Walk Highlands has these things called estimated times. So this one's 5 to 6 hours.
Right. To get up and back.
Yeah. But we normally take our time quite a lot, so we would say, that's probably 6.5 to 7 hours for us.
Right, and just now summertime you get plenty of light and stuff. That's good. Let's talk about some of the hazards of climbing Munros, okay? And I can think of one really annoying hazard. It's a summertime hazard, and that's the midgie.
Yes.
Do you ever encounter those?
Yes. We've got some stories about midges.
Tell us some of those.
Okay.
What's the recent story maybe about midges?
We were out on these 2 hills up near a place called Farset on Sunday, and Dad woke up at 5:30, and he...
This is the morning?
Yes.
Right.
To go climb the hills, and I woke up with him, and we went outside, and the midges, they were actually terrible. So we had to get the midgie nets on, and they were still there up till even 600 metres high.
So is there a level, the midgie cut-off level?
Not really, it just kind of depends on the day.
So maybe I guess the higher you go, the windier it gets. They don't like the wind, do they?
No.
So I think, and it's just, I was talking to somebody else about my favourite time of the year. May I like because the midges aren't really active. But when you get to this time of year, they're just peak, aren't they? Just like everywhere. And you're in a camper van sometimes before you go walk.
Yes.
Yeah. We use a camper van as well, and I've actually had a ball of midges inside the camper van.
Oh my God.
Like a tennis ball. And there's just so many of them.
We had like another big midgie problem. So in July 2023, we went way up north, 5.5 hours away from home, to climb this Munro called Ben Hope. And we got to the car park at about 8:30 at night because we were going to sleep overnight and then do it in the morning. But we got there and see the midges. They were insane. There were so many that I was actually sick because I like ate that many. So we decided.
You ate that many?
Yeah, not intentionally, but yeah.
That was a snack.
So we had to do it. We had a choice. Because we couldn't sleep in the tent because there were so many midges. So we had to either climb up the mountain overnight or drive 5.5 hours home. So we done the mountain in the middle of the night and got to the summit at midnight, and we had a cloud inversion. And a cloud inversion is when you're on top of the clouds.
Wow.
It was incredible.
So do you climb with lights, obviously?
Yeah,
do that?
head torches.
Head torches, yeah. That sounds quite exciting as well.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Although it was a little scary coming down because obviously because we had a cloud inversion, we were in the clouds.
Yeah.
So like our head torch was like all we could see. So we could only see that wee like circle.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And what other, I'm trying to think of other natural hazards. Adders. Have you ever seen an adder before?
Mum and Dad have. They went for a walk at this place called, I think it's called Burns Creek Reservoir. They went there and they saw one adder, but that's the only time we've ever saw.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a couple dead ones. I've not actually seen a live one, thankfully. But I know they're about, even locally.
Yeah.
Lower levels as well tend to be probably moving up so high.
Yeah.
So is there anything else really unusual you've seen wildlife-wise? You've thought, wow, that's amazing.
So we were near Aviemore and we were driving down to Braemar, and we wanted to stop at this car park to show my mum one of the hills that we'd been up like on the trip. And we stopped at the car park literally for only 2 minutes, and we saw this osprey, we think it was, diving straight down into the river, picking up a fish and coming back. And that was probably one of the most weird but incredible things I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, and how far away were you from the osprey?
Probably, not quite sure, maybe about like 6 metres or so. So pretty close to it, yeah.
Pretty close. And they go right under, and then they come up,
yeah.
kind of flat.
It was incredible.
Then the fish is hanging beneath. They're amazing birds. And there's actually a lot more of them now than there used to be.
Yeah.
So it's great you saw one in action. I've never seen that actually.
It was
before.
amazing.
Even though I'm an avid bird watcher, I've seen them flying with fish, but I've never actually seen them dive down and get one out.
Yeah.
So that's another great experience. So Lily, could you tell us a wee bit about Jamie's Munro Challenge? What's that?
Yes, so there's this girl called Jamie Aarons, and she is absolutely incredible. She's got the world record for doing all the Munros in the quickest amount of time. 31 days and 12 hours, I think, is her time. So she's done all 282, self-propelled, so no cars, just cycling and kayaking in 31 days, which is absolutely incredible. And we've became quite friendly with her. So she's gave me this T-shirt. So I'm the only person apart from her team who's got this T-shirt.
That's cool, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's brilliant and a good inspiration for you as well.
Yeah, she's my inspiration.
Oh, that's smashing. So finally, how many more Munros have you got to climb before you'll be satisfied?
So there's 282 in Scotland, so I'm at 98, 99 by the end of today.
Through, eh?
Yeah.
So another couple hundred.
Another roughly 184, I think, to go.
So listen, I wish you all the best in your quest
to
conquer the Munros. And I know you put some money to charity at certain times as well, which is fantastic. And stay safe and watch out for those midges.
Yeah.
And I hope you and your dad have a great climb today.
Thank you so much.
When you go up north, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lily. So we're now going to talk to Katharine Liston, in fact, Dame Katharine Liston. I've known you, Katharine, for probably about 6 or 7 years now, I think.
Oh, I think so, yes. And, easily.
Easily.
Oh, more than that, maybe.
It could be. And we actually did talk about your life story way back when I first met you. In fact, we put some of it into a book. But do you want to just start and give us a bit of a summary. You were actually found, I believe, as a baby on the step of a hospital. Is that
Yes,
right?
I was found as a baby on the step of the Rotten Row Hospital in Glasgow, which is now no more, the famous maternity hospital. And they didn't know anything about me, and I think they just had to make up a birthday for me, you know. So whether my birthday is right or wrong, I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, I was taken in there. And then I was really very, very unfortunate because I was adopted into a dreadful household which I shouldn't have been adopted into. And nowadays that would not be allowed.
Mm.
But I'm afraid it was just allowed, and I was handed out to this woman.
Whereabouts was that? Was that in Glasgow somewhere?
I was in Kings Park. So I was brought up as a child in Kings Park.
And you didn't have a particularly happy time then as a
Oh, I
child?
was very, very unhappy, and in fact it made me ill. I became ill with it.
Mm.
You know, I mean, just the temperament I had, you know.
So how did you get out of that? Did you go through school there and then eventually escape that situation?
Yes, I was at the local school for a bit. And then my mother's father, who was a lawyer in Glasgow, recognised that both myself and my sister had some talent, and so they were sent to Park School for girls, which again is no more,
Right.
sadly.
Okay, so they then brought you on at the school a bit, did they?
Oh yes, school of course was one of the best girls' schools in Glasgow at the time, you know, Linder Street.
Right.
And oh yes, and I did very well there. I mean, I won prizes and was very, very academic. You know.
So you enjoyed school then when you were there?
Yes, I suppose. Yes, I enjoyed school. Yes.
And you had a bit of an affinity for writing more than anything else, is that right? Or was that
Well,
your favourite subject, English?
a lot of people wanted me to become a doctor.
Right.
I didn't want to become a doctor, and I ended up becoming an editor, and I spent my life correcting other people's writing, or else doing writing myself.
Mhm.
So I've had quite an experience of that.
So you went into a publishing company, I take it?
Well, the first job I got right away was to proofread Latin and Greek in the Glasgow University Press, which was at Allison.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there for 2.5 years, and I think it didn't really stretch me enough. So anyway, I decided I would look for something else, and I went back to the student advisory people in the university. And right away I got a job in Blackie's, because they were looking for somebody to do their Latin publications.
Right. So what kind of Latin publications was that?
Oh, it was a four-course Latin course for
Right.
schools.
Mm-hmm.
For schools.
Right, okay. So you put together the kind of the books that the children read to go through the
Well,
course.
as an editor, you're responsible for a book from the minute it's a manuscript and publication.
I vaguely remember, I did Latin just for O-level, and I remember a book called Ecce Romani. Do you remember that one at all? No. Was that not one of yours?
No.
But that was a book in Latin, obviously, very basic.
No, it was just a four-book Latin course. And that was all it was called. I don't think it was called anything else. I can't remember now.
Okay. So
And of
after...
course, I wrote and published other things as well.
Mhm.
Saw other things through the press as well.
So how long were you at Blackie's then?
I was at Blackie's for 6.5 years.
Right.
And I didn't like what was happening there, and so started to look for another job. And I wrote to Hope Collins, and eventually Hope Collins employed me.
Right.
And I was 10.5 years in Collins, and I ended up there as their senior production editor.
Okay. And what kind of books were you doing? Publications?
Oh, it's school books.
All school books?
Oh,
again?
yes.
Right.
Yes.
So very technical stuff in a way then.
Oh yes, it was very good. My director, Leslie Murby, who came originally from Nelson's, was very, very keen on me.
Right.
And he and I went down to see an author in Sheffield, and that was my very first time in a car on a motorway.
Wow.
You know,
When would that have been?
Oh, I can't remember the year. I don't remember what the year
Would it be in the
was.
50s maybe?
It would be in the 50s, yes.
Yeah.
But the author, we went to see this man who had a 4-course book on English. It was called Using Our Language for Primary Schools.
Right.
It was a great, great success.
Mm-hmm.
And the man was so keen on me, Mr. Darley, and he wanted me to come and stay with him, and
Mr. Darling, was that his name?
Darley,
Oh,
Darley,
Darley.
Darley, Darley. And when eventually I left Collins, he said he didn't want anything more to do with Collins because as far as he was concerned, I was Collins.
Yeah, well, that's nice if you get that kind of accolade.
Yes.
So that's nice.
Yes.
And after Collins, what did you? How long were you in Collins?
Well, I was in Collins for 10.5 years, and one day a secretary came in to my office and said, "Other people are getting other jobs. Why don't you get another job?" I said, "In Glasgow, where do you get another job as an editor in Glasgow?" However, I wrote to Strathclyde University and asked them if there was some way I could use my expertise. They phoned up, asked me to come in at lunchtime and employed me right away.
What did you do there?
Produced and edited all the official publications.
Right.
And you see, the university was very young because the university started in 1964 and that was 1971.
Right.
So it was very early on.
Mm-hmm.
So I developed all the publications myself, single-handed. It was hard work.
Yeah, I bet.
Very hard work.
So at what point in your life do you think that kind of the pivotal thing that led you towards becoming a dame? What tipped the balance?
Oh, but I'm only a dame of the Order of St. John.
Right.
So I'm not really entitled to be called dame at all.
Oh, right.
I can have decency after my name, right. Dame of St. John, but that's all. I can't really understand that because I don't see the point of being called a dame and not being allowed to use it. But I'm not allowed to use it.
Well, scrub that.
So I'm just plain Mrs.
You're plain Mrs.
Plain
Katharine.
Mrs. That's it. Yeah.
But so the Order of St. John got in touch with you, or how did all
Oh
that
no,
happen?
well no, Ian and I were very keen on the
Ian was your husband?
Yes, Ian, yes. We were very keen on the Order of St. John and we used to do a lot of work for the associations. Now there are no associations, but the associations were the fundraising arm of the Order. And we did a lot of work for Glasgow, St. John and so on and so forth. And just one thing led to another and I was admitted to the Order in 1984.
Right, wow. And you've actually, I think, got some, is that some kind of heraldry there? You've got now your own...
Oh yes, I have my coat of arms.
Is that it there, Katharine?
That's it there.
Can I bring it into show? Is that okay?
Yes.
So this is your coat of arms?
What will fall off.
Yeah, okay.
That's my coat of arms, you see, and I have my coat of arms in the note paper.
Right.
And my friend who's very up in Hillary says that it's very important to enjoy your coat of arms.
Yeah.
So I have that. Yeah.
Quite an honour in a way, really. You've also, I know, written a few books as well over the last few years.
Well, I haven't written all that many books. My autobiography there was bullied into writing, and my book of poems.
Yeah.
And then I have 3 little books about the holidays that my partner Andrew and I had, which was they were very nice.
Oh, that's nice. This is actually Katharine's book. It's called Doorstep to Damehood, and it's a fascinating read, Katharine, for anybody who wants to know Katharine's detailed story.
I'm told by people that I don't know that they have enjoyed it.
And you also produced this as well.
Yes, well that's very funny. It's quite autobiographical, but it's quite funny.
Right, and it's mostly full of your compositions, poems and songs.
Poems and songs, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And have you always written poems and songs throughout your life, or just was that later?
I have written an awful lot of things, terrible lot of things, when I look back, I've got a big folder thing with all the things that I've composed.
Right. Well, I know you're still also involved in like events as well. You put on events at
Oh, very
for
much.
example.
I started the events in 1986.
Right.
I had 80 Lochside productions, which were dinners with professional entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all got rather much for my customers who were getting older.
Mm.
So I changed, we had treaty trots now, which are in the afternoons.
Mm-hmm.
And the treaty trot was the name of the orchestration of Shostakovich's orchestration of Tea for Two.
Really? Okay.
So they're called treaty trots. Oh, everybody
And
knows
it's like an
about.
afternoon tea with entertainment.
Yes, professional entertainment.
I've been fortunate enough to have been to a few of them.
Yes.
And the entertainment is top notch. It's like
Oh, it is. They're all top notch. They're all professional, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm now on this one that's coming up on next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Is my 38th.
Is that the one that's Gershwin?
Gershwin.
The theme of Gershwin songs, I take it and stuff. That'd be interesting.
Very, very popular. 42 people coming.
It's great to see that you're still going strong, and you're still organising these events.
Yeah.
And you know,
Keeps me very, very busy.
thanks very much for talking to us today.
Well, that's a great pleasure.
And letting us have a wee bit more insight into your life. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you very, very much indeed.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Katharine.
Thank you so much.
So I just want to say thank you very much to my two guests today, and that was Lily McBride, the Munro bagger, and Dame Katharine Liston. Until next time, goodbye.